Here we are in January again, and I am doing this video for small business owners, especially those who are going to be highly stressed this month because you've got to get your self-assessment tax return filed by the end of the month, and you might have no idea what's coming down the road in terms of what your tax bill is going to be. And that's common, I suppose, at this time of the year. There is still a lot of accountants who are absolutely swamped in self-assessment tax returns in January, and they're really operating a production sort of line to get things out the door, signed off and filed on time so that their clients are up to date and their clients are avoiding late filing penalties. But there is a different way of doing this, and I would ask yourself as a small business owner, if this is something that has been happening over the last number of years for you and for your business and for your tax return, what can you do to make a change so that this doesn't happen again in the future? And I'm saying that purposely about what you can change, not what your accountant can change, because the responsibility for filing a tax return is with you as the business owner. And I think it's up to the business owner to make a different decision and to take different actions in order to make sure this doesn't happen again in the future. And your accountant might be actually pleased to hear that you want to work with them in a slightly different way. And you may have just thought January is the time of the year that you have to do your tax return, and it doesn't get done at any other point in time. And that's common to hear as well from business owners when your accountant hasn't really been educating you to say, well look, you can actually do your tax return any time between April last year and January this year. There's no need to leave it to the last month. So ask yourself, okay, if I want this not to be filing in January in the future, well, what can I do? And there's a couple of things you can do. Number one, speak to your accountant about how you can get your books done much sooner. Number two, put processes and habits in place to make sure your books are up to date much quicker than 10 months after the end of your year. Number three, if you're not doing it already, sign up with Xero, get your accountant to help you. Or if your accountants aren't experienced, maybe using cloud systems or using Xero, speak to us at Satori. We can get you set up in Xero. We can show you exactly what you need to do. Or if you want to pass it on completely, we've a digital finance team who take care of all the data processing, all your bookkeeping, and get all your year-end work done within 2 months of the end of your financial year. Then you'll know what your tax bill is going to be well ahead of the game and be able to set aside funds for it. So there's a couple of things you should ask yourself about what you can do and what decisions you can make. There's a couple of tips around what you can do. So have a think about that and make next year's tax return a much simpler, easier process. Make it hassle-free, take the stress out of the situation.